Hello everyone, welcome to Daily for Thursday!
Hey, it's Thursday! Hi. It's safe to say that we're all looking forward to Cyberpunk 2077, right, Lawrence? It's a single-player game from CD Projekt Red.
That 48 minutes of gameplay last year looked pretty goddamn good.
Yeah, awesome.
Also, good news, EA is involved. That's an easy target. Basically got everything going for it, right, Lawrence?
Yeah.
Yes. This is my cyber tower. Look, it's got ones and zeros on it.
Lawrence, talk about how you're excited.
I'm so excited! Well, prepare to get even more excited, everybody. CD Projekt Red announced this morning that they're going to present the game at E3 this year, which got us wondering, is it time to start speculating about a release date?
You bet it is. Sure. Hey, if people are going to click on something, you bet your ass we'll be there to speculate about it. Boom!
Hey, it's like click feeding, click
it's not
like a trap.
It's on a hook and you just hook people.
Anyway, it's always a good time to do some half-assed detective work. The other half has been cybernetically enhanced.
A tweet from official Cyberpunk 2077 account said, quote, "For those of you asking, yes, we will be at E3 this year," end quote.
Yeah, which of course got the internet all stirred up, mostly Lawrence. Even other publishers were excited.
Whoa!
Yeah, they're the developer's developer. Yeah. So Bandai Namco UK's account responded that it was all aboard the hype train.
Oh, that's really nice, isn't it, Lawrence?
Yeah, it's awesome.
What does the cyber train sound like?
It's really cool when publishers talk to each other, and because we're all in the same industry.
It's the same thing.
Oh,
Cyber
gotcha, 'cause
horn?
it's a
I don't know.
train.
Anyway, maybe that means there's a Monster Hunter crossover coming. We can get ready to fight all those cyber dragons in the Digiscape.
Like we said, Cyberpunk 2077 is one of the most anticipated games out there, if not the most anticipated.
I would agree.
I only say that because Lawrence always talks about it. Especially after that hot 48 minutes of gameplay that they put out last year. It is cool.
Maybe you aren't a giant nerd, so let's bottom line it. Cyberpunk 2077 is based on a tabletop game from the 80s, so exciting. And you play as V, who is a mercenary in a dystopian megalopolis called Night City. From what we've seen, it looks like a retro future GTA with way more RPG elements like stats, dialogue, and branching story paths.
And CD Projekt Red has been teasing it since the Bush administration. Just kind of, it's like early Obama.
Yeah,
How long ago was it?
2013.
Well, last year they showed off some actual gameplay that got everyone real excited for a really high quality single player game in this age of battle royales and looter shooters that don't live up to the hype.
Oh, we almost made it today without talking about Anthem.
There it is.
Almost. But yes, CD Projekt Red has a lot of goodwill built up from gamers based on their release and support of the Witcher series. Accordingly, most of us expect Cyberpunk 2077 to be great.
It says in the script, finally a good Matrix game.
We've been waiting.
Is it a Matrix game?
We had 3 of them.
So this has led to the obvious question, will we get a Cyberpunk 2077 release date soon, Lawrence?
Yes!
choked
But
on
keep
that.
watching. So there have been rumors that it'll release this year. Remember, there was a Turkish publisher who tweeted last year that it's definitely happening in 2019?
Yes.
Well, they later deleted that, so gotta pump the brakes there. Still, it's been more than 6 years since they released the first teaser trailer. Wow. So it makes sense that things are finally wrapping up. 6 years is probably about right for a game of that scale and scope. I feel like GTA 5 was probably around the 6-year mark too.
Was it? Yeah, I guess it was.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, it has been 6 years since the trailer, but it doesn't mean that the game has been in development for all 6 of those years.
Of course.
There are reports that while the game was formally announced in 2013, development didn't really begin full swing until 2015 after the Hearts of Stone expansion was released for The Witcher 3.
Then again, they released all that gameplay footage last year, so they've been doing something, obviously. And it seems like E3 is a place where you'd make a huge announcement, like a release date.
So we'll slap a big ol' what on it?
Maybe.
Okay, then.
Still not done. We got to justify that clickbait title because you
trap.
deserve it. We did some more research to try and divine a release date because we don't want to waste your time with silly clickbait.
Yeah.
We can draw some connections and parallels between how The Witcher 3 was teased up to release and connect that to Cyberpunk. CD Projekt and Warner Brothers Interactive Entertainment announced in October 2018 that Cyberpunk would be distributed in North America by Weeby, which also distributed the last 2 Witcher games.
All right.
You know,
Pretty standard.
We're Weeby as well. We should go talk to Weeby. Why haven't we done that yet?
Hello, Weeby? Yes, I'll hold.
Damn it, they always put us on hold.
Playing the Batman theme, but not the good one.
Here's the Charlie at the corkboard moment. They made an identical announcement in summer 2013 that Warner Brothers would also distribute The Witcher 3 in North America, and it released less than 2 years later. The announcement was in July 2013, and Witcher 3 released in May 2015.
Got it.
So if we presume that the gap between that distribution announcement and release is the same for the 2 games, that means Cyberpunk 2077 will come out in August 2020.
Case closed.
We did it.
Yeah, we did it. We figured it out.
But hold on, there is more. We compared another timeline too. This one has to do with when CD Projekt Red showed gameplay footage versus when the game actually released.
Yeah, so back in 2014, CD Projekt Red showed off 35 minutes of gameplay of The Witcher 3 in a closed-door event at E3 that Adam and I were at.
Yeah.
That was in June of 2014, and the game released in May of the following year.
Meanwhile, the Cyberpunk 2077 closed-door demo took place, that's right, in E3 last year, which means that it could come out this May.
What? No way. That's coming out in 3 months or whatever?
It's happening!
No.
It's happening!
No.
It's not happening.
That'd be crazy.
It's under your seat right now.
Oh my gosh.
So that means that Cyberpunk will surprise release at E3, basically the joke we were trying to make there. We're gonna see a badass stage demo. Jorg Cyberpunk or whoever runs that company will take to the stage and tell everyone, put on, you go punch deck right now. You were in the Matrix the whole time.
What? What? The game's surrounding me right now?
That's right. This has all been an illusion.
When did the show turn into Lawrence's nonstop dream factory?
When he started talking about Neuromancer and got me to read it.
We're obviously reading the tea leaves here, but when we overlap these two timelines, it does seem to indicate that we'll be getting something relatively soon.
Hopefully, yeah, unless CD Projekt Red decides to get all George R. R. Martin on us and wait longer and longer and longer between releases. Maybe start a live journal, complain about, I don't know, jets or something.
Well, does he complain about the New York Jets? I didn't know that.
Or the physical jets, the ones that fly overhead and leave the chemtrails.
There's a van out there with George R. R. Martin's name on it. Stephen King reference for you guys.
Meanwhile, now's a good time to run down all the recent nuggets we've learned about Cyberpunk 2077. Lawrence, go right
All
ahead.
right, so we know they're not planning on any kind of closed or open beta for the game. They're confident in their ability. Might not be the worst thing considering how the betas went for Anthem and Fallout 76. There's also been reports that Cyberpunk 2077 won't be exclusive to the good old games store, which is owned by CD Projekt. Someone messaged him on Facebook asking about the issue. They responded, "We don't want any exclusives, so Epic Game Store, just get out of here, take your checks with you." As for E3, it's no secret that the show itself has been having some hard times lately, so this has actually shown some light back on the conference that has been kind of withering over the past few years.
Yeah. Sony announced that it would be skipping the conference this year, which is a big blow to the relevance of the conference, considering that there are only 3 major console publishers and Nintendo hasn't had an E3 conference for years
We're
now.
not going to get Fluke guys.
That's probably why they're not doing it.
That's definitely why, because they got mocked.
You don't like art, we're leaving.
Yeah, lots of publishers and devs have taken advantage of the fact that thanks to the internet, you can do your own E3 pretty much whenever you want.
Thanks, Internet. It's pretty much like when Nintendo decided to drop a direct on us this week about Pokemon Sword and Shield for the Switch.
Yeah.
Is that a real game? I haven't finished it.
Absolutely.
They've been doing this for a few years now, dropping a huge, expensive, cringe-prone stage demo in favor of tight, pre-produced direct videos, and we all love them.
Yeah.
They still have a presence on the show floor, but still, they found a way to use the internet to reach some audience without spending so much money on the pomp and the circumstance we're used to at E3.
Yeah, and over the years, other publishers like EA have decided to do their own standalone events around E3, like EA Play, taking advantage of the spectacle, but still getting a stage to themselves.
Right, but the Cyberpunk 2077 announcement was a nice boost because it immediately made E3 relevant again, according to Lawrence, the man who's responsible for this script. So congrats, E3, you held off some obscurity for one more year.
While one announcement isn't going to save E3 from oblivion, its organizers were probably really happy to hear that CD Projekt Red will be showing off Cyberpunk there.
Is that good, Lawrence?
Can you imagine how long that line's gonna be? If it's like
It's the only game there.
Yeah. Well, then they have all that empty space for the line to snake around the room.
That's the only game.
Look, one day when E3 is dead and gone, we'll all be nostalgic for it.
This is an extreme.
So we might as well just enjoy it while it's still here.
Lawrence, who else is planning to show?
It's Microsoft. They actually,
Whoa.
post Sony, they were like, hey, we're going to be there, and we're going to be there in grand display. There's a rumor that they're going to tease the next Xbox.
They are.
This year, too. So
I confirmed on the show.
Yours just did it.
I did it.
Hold on, Lawrence. Are you saying Cyberpunk 2077 is an Xbox 2 or perhaps an Xbox 2077 exclusive?
What a headline, Adam.
Put that in the
Click on that
headline.
right away. Is it under my chair?
Get those clicks.
You're in the Matrix. Get out, Case. Don't read Neuromancer.
I read books, which means I'm smarter than you. Well, good news, nerd. Glukowski has had his hand in creating all 3 of these Metro games, acting as a collaborator on the first game, Metro 2033, and a writer on the next 2, Metro Last Light and Metro Exodus. Glukowski, who is a big fan of the Fallout series,